Pancake everyone! If you think that rivers are the calmest places for fishing, we're here to disappoint you. In the mysterious depths of water bodies, true giants are lurking. Stingrays, sharks, alligators, and you definitely wouldn't want to meet them face to face, unless of course your main goal is to catch one on your hook. Common catfish. Perhaps this will surprise you, but on the list of the biggest and most dangerous river monsters, there's a fish that some of us keep in home aquariums. The common catfish is one of the largest predators in freshwater bodies. It's a fish that stands out significantly from others. It lacks scales and a normal tail. Instead, it has long fleshy whiskers, 2 pairs of them in fact. But what truly sets the catfish apart is its size. In rivers like the Don and the Volga, specimens weighing up to 300 kilograms and reaching 5 meters in length have been found. However, it's important to note that such massive sizes are only reached by catfish at around 100 years of age. This river monster wisely stays in the depths. For resting, it chooses the darkest spots in the water body. It lives in pits where sunken logs and debris accumulate. And if the river is shallow, the giant hides in beaver holes. Basically, any depression that allows it to lie in ambush, waiting for prey and digesting food suits it. The catfish is afraid of light, so it only hunts at night. Its prey mainly consists of small fish, frogs and plankton. For humans it's not a threat at all, as it hardly ascends to the layers where we swim. Or perhaps we should still fear this giant. There have been cases where catfish pulled people underwater. Splashing, footsteps in the water, especially at night, can attract this river monster, which might mistake them for the sounds made by frogs. Furthermore, while hunting, this predator can capsize a boat with anglers using its powerful tail. It's quite easy for a catfish to grab a person by the leg, and if the fish tastes human flesh, it might switch its preference solely to this food and become very dangerous. So underestimating this river dweller might not be wise. Mississippi Alligator Ga. Are you afraid of alligators? Enormous fearsome jaws, 2 red devilish eyes, incredible speed in attacking prey. Moreover, they live in fresh water, making them eligible for our list of dangerous river monsters. However, we're not actually talking about them. The Mississippi Alligator Ga is a giant fish with the toothy face of an alligator and the body of a gar encased in sturdy armor. This representative of the gar family has existed in almost the same form for over 100 million years, surviving the age of dinosaurs and several ice ages. According to scientists, the alligator gar can reach a length of 4.5 meters. However, the largest confirmed specimen was only 260 centimeters long. The Mississippi Alligator Ga, as you might guess from its name, inhabits the slow-moving waters of the Mississippi River. It leads a very peaceful life. It swims slowly or basks on the water's surface, soaking in the sun's rays with its large body and inhaling fresh air. You might think that such behemoths would strike fear into humans, especially given that they possess powerful teeth and jaws capable of easily biting through even a crocodile. But let us assure you, this monster doesn't want to use such formidable weaponry, preferring smaller and easily catchable prey like small fish and crustaceans. Instances of the Mississippi Alligator Ga attacking humans are almost non-existent, due to the fish's sluggishness and the agility of humans. The alligator Ga is edible, but people catch it not for consumption. Some daredevils keep these monsters in large home aquariums to match their occupant. There's another reason for unregulated fishing of this fish. Local residents believe that the alligator Ga can devour a significant amount of commercially valuable fish, potentially leaving fishermen without income. Thus, its population in the wild is rapidly declining. Bull shark. In general, this isn't the only river giant inhabiting the Mississippi, which isn't surprising, given that it's one of the longest and deepest rivers in the world. Here you can find the most dangerous and aggressive representatives of river fauna – sharks. The bull shark or Zambezi shark is widely distributed and often ventures into rivers, not just the Mississippi, but also the Amazon, Ganges, Zambezi, and other rivers in Asia, Africa, Australia, and the Americas. Leaving the seas and oceans, they can cover up to 4,000 kilometers in fresh water. The ability to inhabit fresh water is due to a physiological feature of the species. The fish's gills and rectal gland can store and then release salt. Bull sharks can reach quite substantial sizes. The maximum recorded length is 4 meters, and the weight doesn't exceed 500 kilos. They have a long lifespan, up to 30 years. They possess remarkable endurance. These predators are rather insensitive to pain. Bull sharks are considered marine scavengers, as they can consume any detritus and carrion. However, their main diet consists of bony fish and small sharks, including their own kind, as well as turtles, marine and terrestrial mammals, crustaceans, echinoderms, and stingrays. Cases of attacks on humans are also known. The most famous one occurred in 1916 off the coast of the US state of New Jersey. During a series of shark attacks, 4 people were killed and 1 was injured. It is believed that the attacks happened because there were too many people swimming in the water from July 1st to July 12th, and the predatory fish sensed their scent. But for a bull shark to truly attack a human, it needs to be seriously provoked, meaning there's a way to escape from this river monster. Amazon inhabitants. The Amazon can be considered the record holder for the number of terrifying aquatic inhabitants. Apart from the previous creature, other horrifying and dangerous species of river monsters also dwell here. For instance, giant leeches, Amazonian medicinal leeches reaching 45 cm in length and 10 cm in width in the case of adults. These parasitic creatures lead a secretive life, hiding in the mud and ambushing their prey. Adult leeches feed on large and medium-sized animals like capybaras, anacondas, caimans, and domestic livestock. Young leeches attach themselves to amphibians and reptiles. The leech's proboscis pierces the skin, secreting anticoagulants and anesthetics, serving as a straw through which the parasite drinks blood. With their proboscis, these leeches can penetrate quite deeply into tissues and damage major blood vessels. Furthermore, the waters of the Amazon are inhabited by other bloodsuckers, red-bellied piranhas. The original name of this river monster, translated from native languages of Amazonian tribes, means evil fish or toothfish. There are many legends about piranhas' bloodthirstiness, but many of them are exaggerated. These river inhabitants can indeed eat very large prey, including humans, but only if they're extremely hungry, and if the prey is sick and vulnerable. In regular circumstances, they prey on other fish, mainly small ones, and they attack in swarms. Additionally, piranhas are quite skittish and mostly prefer to swim away if they sense danger. The Amazon is also home to sawfish, the most unusual representatives of a river fauna. Their snout truly resembles a saw, a nose shaped like a long blade with sharp teeth. Some members of this family can reach a length of 7.5 meters and weigh half a ton. Just like bull sharks, sawfish prefer slightly salty water near river mouths, but they sometimes move into fresh water. Given that the rostrum makes up a quarter of their entire body, sawfish use it as a weapon and a means of defense against predators. They can stun nearby fish with their rostrum like a club and pin their prey to the bottom before feeding. Unfortunately, this part of their body also makes sawfish vulnerable to nets. Therefore, this representative of river fauna is on the brink of extinction. Electric eels. Some river inhabitants don't need spikes or teeth to survive. Electric eels are equipped with equally powerful weaponry. The electricity in the eel's body is generated through evolutionary modifications in its muscle tissue. In certain places, the eel's flesh forms small columns, each of which acts as a tiny biological battery. Each individual plate generates a voltage of about 0.1 volt due to the fish's physical activity. Altogether, there are around 6,000 of these plates in the eel's body. And the more active the fish is, the faster and in greater quantity it produces energy charges in its body. An electric eel can grow up to 3 meters and reach a weight of 40 kilograms. Only 1/5 of this consists of its head and body, with the rest being its tail. There is almost no information available about the reproduction and development of electric eels. None of them have produced offspring in captivity. It's only known that they periodically disappear from their habitats and they return accompanied by young individuals. But why does an electric eel need electricity? It was previously believed that they used it only for protection against larger predators. However, recent research has shown that weak electric pulses also assist this river inhabitant in spatial orientation, determining the distance to the surface, the depths, and objects around. In addition to protection and navigation, eels use electric current for hunting. It's well established that they emit powerful charges to paralyze and kill their prey. It's worth noting that an electric eel can generate a voltage of up to 1300 volts and a power of up to 1 ampere. These values are more than enough to stun a horse or a cow, repel a human, or kill a small crocodile. A river lamprey. Perhaps the smallest representative on our list, but no less dangerous and bloodthirsty, is the river Lamprey. It not only behaves like a true monster, but also looks the part. It's not a fish, but a jawless, round-mouthed creature. Essentially something in between a fish and an ancient chthonic being from the distant past. Its smooth worm-like body covered in slime, tiny eyes exuding malice. That's already enough, isn't it? But let's take a look inside the lamprey's mouth. It lacks powerful jaws, or jaws altogether. Remember, it's jawless. Instead of a standard mouth, it has a funnel, densely packed with sharp teeth. The lamprey is a parasite and acts like a leech. Once it finds a victim, it attaches to it with its oral funnel. Sucking hour after hour, much like an insatiable vampire, it drains all the juices. And it's closer than you might think, as its range is quite extensive. The lamprey lives in fresh and salty waters of temperate and northern latitudes. For instance, you can encounter it in Lake Ladoga or the Gulf of Finland. One legend is associated with these unusual creatures. During the Roman Empire, rumors of nightmare creatures spread among slaves, as their masters used the ancient beings as a form of punishment. One of Octavian Augustus' confidants, Vettius Pollio, raised lampreys for his sadistic pleasure. He would feed them and keep only the largest ones. Misbehaving slaves were thrown into a pool with lampreys and covered with a grate to prevent escape, while the slimy bloodsuckers devoured them slowly. During his friendly visit, Octavian learned about this cruel spectacle from a slave, who miraculously escaped and had previously accidentally shattered the host's crystal goblet. The ruler not only freed the slave, but also smashed the remaining goblets as punishment for Vettius. In modern times, lampreys are not used for torture, but are consumed as food. Fried lampreys are considered a delicacy in many cuisines around the world. The largest river fish. However, in our top list, despite such diversity of creatures, we have yet to encounter the largest representative of freshwater species. Researchers' opinions on this matter vary, which is why we can highlight two record holders who belong to the same family. Most experts believe that the title should go to the beluga sturgeon. Numerous documented cases exist of individuals caught that exceeded 4 meters in length and weighed up to 1.5 tons. There are also unverified reports from the past of specimens measuring 6 to 9 meters. It's no wonder that beluga earned the title of king of fish. Scientists struggled to comprehend the migration patterns of beluga sturgeon. It would swim one way, then reverse and abruptly change direction to follow a new path. It turned out to be simple. Wherever the food supply went, our heroine followed. By the way, you can't call her a picky eater. The predator adds everything from shrimp to large fish to its menu. Preferences depend on the organism's needs and the season. Moreover, it's a well-established fact that beluga sturgeon enters fresh water only for spawning, the reproduction process. The rest of the time, it prefers to reside in saltwater reservoirs. On the other hand, the Kaluga sturgeon is another large inhabitant of rivers, typically spending its entire life there. You can find it in the Amur, Shilka and Argun river basins. It can reach sizes of up to 5 meters in length and weigh a ton. The giant fish is by no means a gentle giant munching on algae at the bottom. It's a ruthless tyrant and an insatiable predator. No pike, carp or salmon can escape the black hole mistakenly called the mouth. The Kaluga isn't too choosy with its food. Anything that fits into its massive jaws becomes prey. Both beluga and Kaluga sturgeons live very long lives. Their average lifespan ranges from 50 to 100 years. However, neither their longevity nor their fertility save these giants from extinction. Both river monsters are listed in the International Red List and are now almost non-existent in the wild. So when you head out for fishing, keep in mind that you might encounter the most unusual specimens. We've determined that these river monsters are hardly interested in humans, yet instances of attacks by sharks, catfish, electric eels and stingrays on people still remain in history. Thank you for watching.